All right, welcome all to the 2020 Annual Board of Directors meeting. Please sit back and let's meet the Board of Directors. Start off. First, David Hill. David Hill is the board president. He's also in charge of our information technology. Next, Sarah. She's a board vice president and the director of our programs. She's the one that does all the programming for us. Paul, also vice president, director of logistics, which seems to be the director of pretty much everything else that goes on. Myself, I'm on the board as the secretary. I also deal with membership, the historian, and the keeper of stuff. Then we have Alethea. She's in our accounting, and she's on our board as our treasurer. Sandy is a board member and the director of our volunteers. Nancy is also a board member and in charge of our tours and other activities. Jamie, she's also a director and board member, provides lots of good ideas for how to improve the Historical Society. We'd also like to give some very special thanks to some of our members of our leadership team, and that they do the work behind the scenes to make our organization run smoothly and successfully. Nancy Weber does a lot of our data entry. Paul Chamberlain, assistant Wrangler coordinator. Chuck and Gina Thomas work with the elementary schools and do presentations. And Mark Stevenson does our oral histories and the H&R Then and Now projects. We have a few others. We have Shirley Kavanaugh. She is our publicity chair. Whoops. It seems to want to have a mind of its own all of a sudden. I'm not sure what's going on with the transitions there. But yes, apparently it is acting up at the moment. So next, I'd like to thank Tomsey. He's becoming our new IT person, coming up to speed, our manager of communications. Thanks again to all of our Wranglers, and a big thank you to all of our members. Next, we'd also like to thank our business sponsors. You see them up on all the different slides. So we have Charter Financial, in Pinnacle, in Smart Home, Metro District, the Highlands Ranch Mansion, HRCA, the Highlands Ranch Community Association, Cruise Planners, Viet Highlands Ranch, and the Highlands Ranch Cultural Affairs Association. We also want to give a big thanks out to the Scientific and Cultural Facilities District. They have granted us a $3,000 grant this last year and another $3,000 grant, I believe, for this upcoming year. So thanks very much for their support, especially in this year that's been a little more challenging. Oh, and something is going on. Apparently, I did not run this as a presentation, so I'm going to break it. So sorry for seeing it in this fashion, but I'm going to try to make sure I can go in the other fashion to make sure I don't miss as many slides as this thing wanted to go launching forward on us. So I'll do it in this fashion for right now. And then that way I will have a little more control over continuing the slides. So first, the Highlands Ranch mission. So we've kind of gone back through and we looked at and reaffirmed our mission, changing it a little bit. So the Highlands Ranch Historical Society, a nonprofit organization established in 1991, aims to educate the public about the rich history of Highlands Ranch and to instill pride in Highlands Ranch residents about their community's historical significance. HRHS conducts outreach through our monthly programs and community activities, and is also a valuable resource for historical archival information. And now I want to give you a recap of our 2020 programs. As COVID-19 has changed our lives, it has also changed how we do our programs. Zooming has now become the answer. We look forward to the day when we too can gather again. So we too, and I know I was talking to Jamie about that right before this meeting, are very excited when we can actually get back to Southridge again. We started the year about UFO and alien abductions. We had a firsthand account with some proof provided by our speaker, Sean Bartok, and he also brought his book. We then continued that with Abraham Lincoln. We learned about his presidency and the presidents preceding him, and that was Speaker John Voll. And then our world started to change on us. We had a wonderful presentation planned, and we are really hoping to bring this one back to you at a future date. But we're going to talk about the renovations and discoveries of the Highlands Ranch Mansion. We had 3 speakers lined up for this, but we ended up having to cancel this. This was the meeting that we ended up canceling due to COVID. After that, we tried a couple online videos, and we did our video presentations for the next couple months. So the first one we put up there was Highlands Ranch, the first decade. We went back and did a whole bunch from our oral histories and brought a lot of history about from 1978 to 1987. And we launched that one out on April 20th so that we could start seeing information that we had captured about the history and about the foundings of Highlands Ranch. Then we did a tour of ancient and present Israel. Dr. Gordon Tucker went through and actually showed us how they do historical excavations over in the Holy Land and how valuable some of those are, and that literally are passages in the Bible. You can actually see those right in front of you, that those are real places, that history really happened. Then Sean Boyd came out and talked about Miss Florence Martin, an amazing life. And this is the lady whose life was throughout here, but is known for Highlands Ranch, that she donated Daniels Park. She donated to the city and county of Denver. And even though it's a city and county of Denver park, it is right in the backyard of Highlands Ranch and borders us to the south. So very important, and a very important part of between Highlands Ranch and Cherokee Castle and the backcountry of Highlands Ranch, of keeping it that big open space that's great for wildlife and does separate out Castle Rock and the areas to the south from Highlands Ranch. So ideally, we will never be one large city in this area, that there'll be at least that large divide a little bit to the south. Then we came back into our own backyard. Well, we came from one backyard to actually even under our backyard. This is over by Windcrest. We learned about the discovery of dinosaurs in Highlands Ranch. So got to see the speaker, Jamie Leary, and she went through on the video and she showed us all about the dinosaurs, how dinosaurs were in this area, and really kind of went in depth with how they worked through pulling the bones out from the new expansion that they were doing at Windcrest. We then did another video that we pulled, a very good oral history with Gary Debus, the young cowboy who met HRCA, and basically he started a 20-year relationship. So Gary Debus did a whole lot to really establish the Highlands Ranch Community Association as a world-class community association. And it talked in the video about how he had gone through and actually worked on going out and getting finances so that we could enjoy the rec centers now and didn't have to wait 10, 20, 30 years down the road, that we would actually get to be able to use them from the same time the houses were built. And I know for all of us who live in Highlands Ranch, it is very, very nice to have the rec centers. And I also can't wait until we're all comfortable to go back to those on a regular basis. Then we turned our eye toward castles. And in September, Kevin Snow came and talked about Colorado castles. And gave us a bunch of Colorado castles that are throughout the Denver metro area and in the hills and up in the mountains, and also talked about our own Castle Isabel right here in Highlands Ranch. Then Sean Boyd returned for his second visit this year. So she came back and talked about historical hauntings and went through a lot of the historical places in Douglas County. And this actually became one of our most viewed programs that got a lot of views and a lot of interest as she spoke about that just in front of Halloween approaching. And then finally, for all of those that were able to make it to our last one, we did another Zoom meeting last month that was about Louviers and how Louviers was dynamite. And Joyce did a very good job of talking about how Louviers was founded and how this company town started, ran, survived, and eventually went on to be the Louviers we have today. Very interesting, and very interesting to know that even when they're making all this dynamite and all the dangers and all the people that died in the mountains from using dynamite, that it was only a handful of people over the entire history of Louviers that actually died in a similar fashion. So overall, they were extremely safe in how they were dealing with that substance. Next, we want to look forward to 2021. 2021 will be the 30th year for the Historical Society. And so here are at least 3 different logos that the Historical Society has used over the years. We have a really old one. We have our Historical Society banner that was around when I started. That's more the front of the mansion. And then we have our new, more modern looking one that you see on all of our presentations today. In 2021, we're going to continue to provide entertainment and focus on our programs and tours. We're going to start the year through Zoom, and hopefully we'll get back to in-person. I believe the last we have heard is it's going to be at least a minimum of April before we get in. So based on what I'm hearing about vaccines and everything else, I would probably guess it's going to be more into the early summer before we'll actually be able to get back, if not later. Okay, continue preserving the oral histories. We'll continue to work on those. We'll continue to do more then and now projects. We're capturing more about the history of Highlands Ranch. We want to look into maybe a little bit about Centennial Water, the influence of people in the early and modern days of Highlands Ranch, and go through some of the art. There's a lot of art on display throughout Highlands Ranch. I know some of the spots that I see it on a regular basis is out in front of the library and out in front of the Southridge Rec Center for sure. So those are at least 2 places that I regularly see art in Highlands Ranch, and I'm sure that we will find out that there are many others that are regularly updated. We also will continue to promote our HRHS book, The Images of America. And we even have a coloring book that we started putting out this year to help promote the history of Highlands Ranch, especially to the elementary kids, that they really love the coloring books. But it also gives a lot about the history of Highlands Ranch. We'll also help support the 40th anniversary of Highlands Ranch and everything that's going on there. The 30th anniversary of the Historical Society. We're trying to provide monthly tidbits to the Highlands Ranch Herald that they can include when they can, and also increase some of our community involvement. Provide as many speakers to community groups and other events as possible throughout Highlands Ranch next year. We also have the goal to apply for another SCFD grant, so we will continue that process. We're looking at some refreshes of our website to both add more content, but also maybe to refresh a little bit of the look and feel as we have the resources. Also refresh and expand the Highlands Ranch history on our website. Okay. We'll continue to look for methods to grow our membership and growth. And thank you for all the members that stayed with us through this year. That is very important for us to be able to continue to bring you programs in the future. And bringing the board of directors and the leadership team will continue to look for an opportunity to bring everybody together to even do more future planning. All right. With that, we're kind of coming into the word search and trivia contest. For those of you, I think the word search was in some of the, was it in the mailers that went out, or is it, where is the word search located?
It did go, it was a link that they could click on. It was part of the email historical happenings.
All right. So in the historical happenings email, there was a word search. If you did it, you can find that all the words are there, and there's an answer key. If you haven't done it, then don't look at the answer key.
DJ, before we leave that, we did have only 2 people who completed their answer keys. So thank you very much. One of them was Norm, who's on our program tonight. Thank you, Norm. And the other one was John Holmes. So both John and Norm are fabulous winners of our fabulous prizes that we're going to have, and we'll figure out how to do all that here in just a bit. And now Jamie's going to take over here. And Jamie is, as you all know, is all into fun and games. She doesn't work hardly at all. She just plays there at rec centers.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of my job. I am the head of fun. If it's not fun, don't do it. It's just not worth it. Are you good?
So Jamie, take it away. And so on this one, DJ, will you please unmute everybody? And
sure.
So if anybody knows the answer, you can blurt it out. We're going to hope that the board is not going to participate, but if
no board members may participate, that would be cheating.
Actually, I don't have the ability to unmute everyone, but they are not locked. So if you want to participate and play, please unmute yourself, and then you can call out as needed.
So what we're going to do is do a little bit of trivia. You didn't see the answer codes there, but I have a plethora of prizes that I want to show you. And then what we'll do is we'll hit the questions. If you know the answer, just raise your hand and blurt it out in a kind and loving way. And then those of you that win, I think Nancy or someone smarter than me will keep track of that. And then what we'll do is figure out how to get you whatever you want of these prizes that I have. So you can pick whatever your top choice is. So let me play Vanna for just a moment. And so you can all look and see what I have. So we have done Arts Festival prints for a really long time at the HRCA and the Cultural Affairs Association. So I just have a smattering of some of these that are no longer in print, so they're limited editions. So you might find something you like. So let me whip through these fast, and they will be not great pictures of it, but you'll at least get to see them. This one's my favorite. Most of these were done by Mary Elliott, who used to live in Highlands Ranch, and she did these. Well, I've been here 16 going on 17 years. And she worked with us and produced these incredible drawings for us. So something in here might pique your interest. And then don't freak out because you can't remember all the things we're showing you. I can certainly do a little clip so you can see that's the mansion, obviously. If you think I might want one of those prints, you can email me and then I'll get you whatever you want. That was when we actually had antelope in Highlands Ranch. Tells you how long ago that one was. Another one of the ranch. These are all a variety of different sizes, but they're all standard sizes for framing. This was when Town Center opened. They're all watercolors. Well, that's not true. Not all of them are, but most of them are. And then the windmill. And they're all, I can't even see if you can see that one. So if you think you saw something in there you liked, remember that and say, hey, I don't, when you email me, say, I don't remember what all you had there. Can you send them to me again? And I can do that. But that's not all. But wait, here is a limited edition, fabulous camp cup It's one of those metal ones that's insulated and it keeps your stuff really cold and really hot for a really long time. Here is everything you're going to get from me is pretty much branded HRCA or Cultural Affairs. This is a really fun bottle that not everybody likes to drink out of a straw, so this is a real bottle. I have, if you need a little workout bag or to put your tools in or something goofy like that, this is just kind of a nice little miniature size. This is probably one of my favorite ones. I'm going to say that about 6 times because I order all these. This is actually a trunk thing you put storage in your trunk. So you stick it in there and all your stuff doesn't fly all over Kingdom Come, and it expands pretty big, and then you just tuck it away. I also have, speaking of culture and cocktails, this is a cooler, one of those insulated coolers that fits a couple of bottles of wine or a couple of 6-packs of beer. I'm sorry, that's the garage door. I'm apparently too loud. I have goofy little, these are like those of us that are a little bit older. Remember going into our closets and pulling the light? You pull the light down and it pops on. Super fun, silly. We have, one of my other favoriteest things is these fabulous limited edition, again, we're on our second printing of these. These are Highlands Ranch socks. And they're that favorite famous thing that you can pay big bucks for in the stores, but you won't find our socks in the stores. I have one more here I want to show you. There it is. Where'd it go? Hold on, sorry, hold that thought. So here's what it is. This is my newest favorite thing. This is a little tiny bag, and it's made out of kind of, I don't even know what to call it, but it's not real material. That doesn't make sense, but it's a nice bag that folds into itself, and it turns out to be this ginormous bag, and it has, it was from our Cultural Affairs Association, so it has the clock tower, and it has the music, and it has ballet and dance and all that, but it's really sturdyable. I know that's not a real word, but it's very sturdy, and it's easy to throw in the back of your car to take to the grocery store or whatever. So I think that kind of gives you an idea of a few of the prizes we have. So let me get to the trivia. Gosh, I'm so loud, they shut me down. Okay, so number 1, are you ready? Yes, everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay, who was the first owner of the Highlands Ranch Mansion? Anybody? You can also, can't we put something in the chat if you don't want to go on speaker? You could still call it out if you have your mic on.
Well, the first owner of the original farmhouse was Samuel Allen Long, but I don't know if you consider him the owner of the mansion.
He is, yes. And that's a good answer, Janet. Janet wins that one. That is exactly what we have. I know I have a pen here. Janet, yay. Yay, Team Janet. Okay, number 2. What year? Okay, ready? Trick question. What year was the land for the modern day Highlands Ranch purchased? Some of these are actually in the oral histories that are on the Historical Society website.
Or in our book.
Mm-hmm. Anybody? Come up with something in the late 70s.
78.
Well, that'll work.
19.
That'll work. Is actually started, the process started in 76, and it literally took them about 2 years to get through the whole process and all the logistics they had to do. So I would take that one. That's a good answer. But I don't know what your real name is. Is it Gail?
Yes.
Gail. All right, Nancy's tracking too. Okay, good job, Gail. All right, who did Mission Viejo? Who was the last owner of the mansion, and who did Mission Viejo purchase it from? Think of Hollywood.
Bonfi, or no.
Remember, he lived in Hollywood and was like a gazillionaire. and bought the
Wow.
mansion for, I don't remember how much he bought it for, but he like doubled or tripled the cost when he sold it like 2 years later. It's just crazy. And he was a bigwig in Hollywood.
And he was a bigwig here in town too.
He was.
in town.
Yes, he was a very big philanthropist here in Denver.
Marvin Davis.
Yes.
Marvin Davis. Good answer. Well, Gail, you are rocking it. Janet, what's going on there? I'm watching you, Janet. Okay, ready? Number three, what's the next one? Yeah, there's Marvin Davis. Who really liked Limburger cheese? This is a reference to a particular place in Highlands Ranch.
Cheese farm.
Yes, but who was the owner of that? What was the family? Anybody remember the family name? Okay, we'll pass on that, but we'll tell you the number on that one. It was, there you go, the Welty family. And they actually there was a place in Highlands Ranch called the Cheese Ranch for many, many, many years, especially in the beginning. And then through development, that unfortunately got, the actual facility itself got plowed under.
But it's a nice park now.
Yes, it is an open space. It's a nice open space. Okay, next. What is the meaning of the Flying Bee? There's a Flying Bee Ranch there. Did I just give it away? No. Yeah, it's the Flying Bee Ranch, and you see there's a little house that's on there that you can actually see from C470 that Metro Districts owns. And they use it for me.
Bowen was their name, and he had an airplane he used to fly from here over to his other ranch in eastern Colorado.
Way to go, Gail. Does anybody remember actually seeing him fly in and out on
Yes.
that little long dirt runway?
I did.
Yeah, I do too. That was super cool. So way to go. You're exactly right, Gail. It was Johnny Bowen. And he had that little, I don't know how little it was. It looked like a little single engine prop to me. Okay, number 6. Who was the potato king of Colorado? And who knew that we had a potato king?
Was that the guy named Dad Clark Rufus?
Good answer. Oh, Janet's back in the game. Oh, she was getting some pressure there. Way to go, Janet. Yes, he was who knew that he was a potato king, but apparently he was a huge potato farmer in Colorado. Okay, who is the developer of modern day Highlands Ranch? I think we might have already said that once.
Viejo.
Okay,
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it was Mission Viejo, and then it was, I don't think it's on here. We
Shea.
got to check one more time. Yeah, it went to Shea Homes. They bought it from Mission. Okay. What year were the first homes built? Not that development time, but when the first homes actually went into the ground. 1981. Good one, Shirley. Yes, and actually, there will be a historic, maybe I'm doing a spoiler alert, but, oh, see, can you hear the symphony in the background? It's very nice, quiet. The first home that was built will have a plaque that the Historical Society will be putting on it, because next year is Highlands Ranch's 40th anniversary. So was that a spoiler? Was I not supposed to say that?
No,
Okay.
it's okay.
So that's good. That's good news. Okay, so knowing that I work for the Community Association and the Cultural Affairs Association, when was the first recreation center built?
Northridge.
What year?
1984. I don't know.
No. It was 1982,
Oh, okay.
and it was a little bit of everything. It had the pictures that we have, and actually I've gotten a lot of pictures of early Highlands Ranch and our rec centers from the Historical Society, because apparently we didn't save all that early stuff. So,
Amy, your initial question didn't have when, it just says what.
oh, Oh, did I say that wrong? What was the first recreation? Oh, you're right. Oh, and then we added that in. So yes, Shirley, you're right. Okay. Done with that one. Now moving on to number 10. What is the name of the
Wranglers.
Highlands Ranch Historical Society volunteers? What are they called?
The Wranglers.
Wranglers.
Right. Gail, you're on it. Are you one of those Wranglers yet, Gail?
She might be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think she's gonna be drafted. She and Janet after this. Yes, they're called the Wranglers. How many in-person Monday night, I'm trying to read my thing and it's right here. Monday night programs did we present in 2020?
2.
I think you got that just a second ago.
Yep. 2.
Yep, January and February. Good job. Okay, so this is here's a trick question. And this would include anything, whether it was a Zoom or a real meeting. What was your favorite program from 2020? Anybody want to call one out?
I like the Lincoln program with the guy that came in and acted like Lincoln. I like the history behind it with the presidents.
Right. That was a really super one. Anybody else?
I like
Come on, Gail.
the story.
Which
I
one?
remember the Levere story because I
Oh,
was here and remembered that explosion, that last explosion that killed 4 people.
Yeah, I thought that was a really neat show too. Well, good for you two. Okay, next. Okay, so I think this is a very personal question. Would you say this online if you were? But maybe if you saw that show, you might know. Does anyone want to confess to that? I think I have many times, but I just didn't know it. Maybe that explains a lot. I don't know.
I remember after several times we've done alien programs, and after one of the first one where they had a picture of a guy with huge eyes staring at people from outside. I'll tell you, I went around every night and closed every single shade in my house. I was not going to have them watch me.
Oh, it's very fun. Very fun. Keep an open mind. Always keep an open mind. Yes. What did they refer to in the early days? What did they refer to the Highlands Ranch Mansion? What was its nickname?
Castle Isabel.
Yes. So Janet said that, and then was that you too, Shirley?
No.
Oh, who was the other one? There was a second. Was that you, Gail?
I said Isabella, not Isabel.
Oh, sorry. Wrong answer.
You're tough, Jamie.
There's no mercy in this crowd. Okay. I think we just heard this just a second ago too. So this tells you who's paying attention. Who donated Daniels Park?
Florence Martin.
I think isn't that right? I just wrote that down.
Wow,
Yep.
look at you.
Yes, it sure was. Oh yeah, right here. Yeah. That was a really neat little thing. And I'll tell you what, I listened to that. Oh my gosh, what was it? The first 10 years of Highlands Ranch where it had all the developers and everything. That was fascinating because it talked about all these, like the one with Gary Debus, who I worked for I think 10 years. It tells all those little funny stories about how these deals went by and what really happened. And I found that fascinating. So anyway, so we have at least 3. I got Gail, Shirley, and Janet for sure. So you ladies, just shoot me an email. How do I get you my email? Or do you, Nancy?
Yeah.
How do we solve this?
Well, I'll take care of it. Janet, what's your last name? Janet, what's your last name?
It is Mozalewski, Mozellewski.
Got it. Okay, so and I've got everybody else. And so who is on our program tonight? We also have someone on here with an SKI or their SK something or another. Who are you? Speak up.
Sharon Swiderski.
Oh, Sharon Swiderski. Okay, good. Okay, got it.
Oh, I hear what Sharon's doing in the background. God, I love you, Sharon.
What is she doing?
She's listening to my symphony. Which, if you're really nice, I'll take you in the other room so you can see a little sneak preview when we're done. So you guys can just shoot me at Nancy. I'll figure that all out. And then,
I'll send everybody an email.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. And then just let me know if you like if you just want, and then what we'll do is if you like the socks or you like the bag or you like the poster or whatever, shoot me an email and then you can pick it up at Eastridge.
And I'll have all of that in the email to everybody.
Nancy, do you have emails for everybody on this call right now?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, then why don't I just give you all some, because God love you for missing my symphony and listening to this very important meeting. How about I give you all a pair of socks?
I think that's
Awesome.
They're
Awesome.
really cool. I got to tell you, they are wicked, wicked warm and really nice, and they're super stretchy. So if you'd like one, then you can email me and we'll set up a time. You can drop by and pick it up. You don't even have to see me. You can pick it up at the front desk.
Sock it to me, babe.
I know. Isn't that a great day? Free stuff is always good, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you,
So good.
Jamie. You did a wonderful job, and everybody else contact everybody via email. And now we just want to kind of open it up. Does anyone have anything to suggest to us? Make suggestions, comments, complaints, whatever. We'd like to hear from you.
This is Margaret, and I'm a new member. I just joined about a month ago, and I'm actually in Colorado Springs. And I came up with friends a couple times to your programs there at your center. And one of the reasons that I joined was because I've been able to take advantage of your programs. You've been so kind to put out there. So I've been able to just watch them from Colorado Springs. And so what I'm hoping is that moving forward, even when you all can meet together in your community center, that you might consider still doing Zoom as well, so that if it's a bad weather night or whatever this case is, people that are further away could still utilize Zoom to attend the program.
I think that's a good idea. I don't think we've talked about that, but I don't know if we could do it by Zoom, but just by videotaping it.
Yeah, that would be great too, just so that we would have access to the program. And I know that you do. I looked out there and saw some of the tours and stuff you guys do, and those look absolutely fabulous.
Well, we'll all be glad when we can start doing tours again. That's for sure.
Exactly.
It's a great job.
Yeah.
I
Good.
know that also from Colorado Springs, and I'm sure you all are aware of this, as they're working on that GAP project, it can be a little bit frustrating to try to drive between here and your community center too. Once that gets in place and is up and running, it will be much better. So I hope it's okay that somebody from Colorado Springs joined your group. I'm a Colorado native, so I'm interested in all Colorado history.
Thank you, Mark.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. And I understand there's 3 of you guys that have kind of made little made the trek up and back and everything. So we've got 3 Colorado Springs members. So thank you very much for supporting us. And so I think it would be great in terms of what you said about the video or the Zoom or whatever, not only for you who's far away, but just for everyone. What I think everyone is finding is that we're getting much better attendance on the Zoom, because you just have to, sit here with your glass of wine and your PJs instead of getting dressed and braving the elements. So who knows, maybe that might be a nice benefit of COVID, if figure it out.
I very much appreciate you guys taking that into consideration, especially from a brand new person.
Sounds good. Thank you. One of the things that'll obviously, some of our speakers may not allow it, but I think we'll definitely talk about it and see what we can come up with. So thank you. Anybody else?
Is there any other suggestions about what we can do to make it better?
Oh, also, I wanted to ask you, I haven't been able to see everything that you've put out there yet. I hope you're going to leave that out there for a bit longer.
Yes, we've got, if you go to the website, thehrhs.org, right now, again, we're like DJ mentioned, we're in the process of, trying to streamline it and change it a little bit, but at least right now up on the home screen, right up at the very top, it says something like, watch all of our videos by clicking here, something like that. So if you just click on that, it will take you to all of the videos that we've done, the Zoom videos or the video videos, all of the oral histories. We've taped several of the programs or several of the little tours and all that we've done. So there's a lot on that already. Oh, there you go. Good. So right up here where it says, check out our new HRHS video archive. So you can click on that. And as we make copies of all of these things, as we record all these things, and we're just adding to it. DJ, go on down. So here it just tells you a little bit. And it mentions up here in the red, it says below the definitions. So you see where it says summary listing of the video archive. There you go. Perfect. If you click on that, look at all of the videos that we've got.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a ton of them. And a lot of them are what we call snippets or just little tidbits where it might be 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, a little nugget that came out of some of the oral histories. Because sometimes you don't want to sit there for an hour to watch a video, but you might want to watch it for 12 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. So it's really interesting. And even if you're not from Highlands Ranch, so many of those are just about Douglas County and, what happened 100 years ago. So I think they're all really interesting. So
well, and I was actually born in Denver. So like I said, being a Colorado native, all of Colorado is very interesting to me.
There you go. Good. Thank you, Margaret. Those good suggestions.
Thank you.
Paul, DJ, or anybody else, any other suggestions or comments or anything before we say good night?
No, I think everything was very good. We're very thankful for all the members that, as David has said, that have remained with us during this time when we can't all be together. And we've been very blessed to be able to do Zoom presentations and keep going forward in what we're doing.
I would agree. And so just to be sure that I've got everybody before we all sign off. So Janet, because you said your last name is Mozelewski and I see the ski on there, but I also see a Janet on there. Are you on there twice or is it a different Janet?
I think I just show up as Janet.
Well, I see Janet, but then I also see, where did it go?
SKSWI.
Yeah, SKSWI.
That's not me.
Oh, so who is SKSWI?
That's me. It's Sharon Swiderski.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you told me that already, Sharon. You're right. All right, perfect. Thank you so much. I'm getting my skis mixed up.
Easy to do.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're done.
Yep. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight, and we look forward to an exciting year next year. As we said, it's the 40th anniversary of Highlands Ranch and the 30th anniversary of the Historical Society. So we're looking forward to celebrating both next year.
Nice seeing everybody. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Good job, JJ.
Thank you.
Yep. Good
Thank
job,
you.
Good
Jamie.
job, DJ.
Get on that symphony call now.
And Nancy.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Do you want me to go in the